Howdy humans, welcome back to my channel. This is Micah and today we are going to be doing our June setup. June, as you well know, is Pride Month, and it just so happens that I love me some rainbows, and I also am a huge supporter of the LGBTQIA plus community, and so I decided let's do it. So I've kind of sketched out my theme here a little bit. We're gonna start actually with kind of a base layer. I've got my Crayola Super Tips here and my rainbow colors. And honestly, I've sketched out, it's kind of a paint blobby kind of a thing here, but I really just want to make it super kind of, oh, what's the word? Just really free form. I want the colors to just be, I really don't have a huge plan for how this is all going to go other than we are going to, and we're just going to, we're going to take these colors and just make a rainbow here. I've got, like I said, I have the frame of the rainbow kind of sketched out, but not the inside. I'm gonna do the outline last, just so that it's easier to kind of neaten it up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put in this rainbow. I'm gonna try and figure out how to just speed it up so you can watch me do it. If I can't figure out how to do that, then I will just probably edit at least a portion of it out, because this is probably gonna take a minute. Okay, so there's that. Doesn't look like much yet, I don't think. I love it, but I think it definitely needs some definition and some kind of zoozing up a little bit. Let me find, I'm gonna use my 08 micron here to draw out my calendar as well as add some definition to this. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my calendar. I want this kind of thick line here because that's gonna, the thicker line I think is really gonna, I want this to stand out kind of and do all that. I really spin my journal around a lot usually, and I'm probably going to, again, speed this up or edit it out. See, and then I left the the letters kind of naked because I wanted to do that, where they're just blank, kind of showing through the color. I thought that would be a really neat look. And using this larger pen, it gives, it kind of cleans up those edges where I made those very abstract kind of shapes here. And that's why I put the background down first, so that this pen would then, like I said, kind of clean up those edges and for the most part make it look a little smoother. I mean, there are obviously, especially on the calendar itself, you can see there's some places where, I went just a little further in than I really meant to. Just makes it look a little cleaner and a little more defined, like that. Oh, I really like this. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the outside. I kind of like it. Okay, so I'm gonna keep doing this. I like it a lot, actually. That's where we're at, and then I'm going to just write in my numbers. Okay, y'all. It's literally like a week later from when I filmed the first part of this. This week has been crazy with the holiday weekend and everything, and I'm an accountant in my regular job, and so those of you who are accountants know that month end is just kind of a lot. Anyways, not the point. Let's move forward with getting my June set up. Today, I'm filming this on the 4th. I'm hoping to get this up tomorrow. We'll see. But I gotta get this done. So what I did, I added these little stars with my white pen, which I actually absolutely ended up loving so much. I love the way this looks. So I still have to add in my numbers. I just feel so far behind because I don't have this done. Does anybody else struggle with that if you don't have your month set out before the month actually begins? So much. And I get so angry at myself because it's like, Micah, that this is the one main big thing that helps keep you in line and organized is doing your thing. So anyways, so there's that. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my habit tracker page and then my daily wins, which even though I kind of only moderately kept up with both of these this past month, I actually really, really enjoyed having them. So I'm going to go ahead and do my swirls and color blocking on these two pages real quick, and then I will be right back with you. Okay, so I got all the coloring in done. So now we're gonna do outlines and the black here. And I did go ahead and erase my pencil marks. I actually really, really love how this turns out. It takes so long doing the coloring in here. Granted, I was back and forth a little bit doing a couple of other things, but it probably took about 45 minutes. And part of that is if I was less like intense about the way the colors are laid out and what's touching and not touching each other and things like that, if I was less intense about that, it wouldn't take as long. But, well, you know, my OCD comes into play and things have to just be a certain way. I also kind of thought a little bit about just making stickers for the lettering of the headers because I really am not jazzed with the way my lettering looks. But I just try and tell myself, you know, we don't have to be perfect. This doesn't have to be perfect. And especially with a spread like this, where the shapes of the colors are just kind of organic, I think having the imperfections on the lettering, I mean, kind of fits. So I just keep telling myself, it's okay. It's okay. And I really do like the way the black outline here really just kind of cleans it up and defines it. I really struggled with how to do my habit tracker for this month. I went on Pinterest and kind of looked at ideas every month. And I don't know why I do this. Every month I go back and forth on, you know, maybe I should just track habits within my weekly spreads. I think that I would probably be better about actually filling them in and staying on top of that if I did. Then I end up right back, you know, just doing it on one page. I did add actually the habit of using my Bujo every day. This past month-ish, I have gotten away from it a little bit. I've really just been using my weeklies more than anything, which is great. Like, they're getting used. But I really also do want to, you know, do just the 2 pages that I do now monthly, at least at this, you know, at this point in time, because it really is helpful. But sometimes I just get overwhelmed. Does anybody else feel that way? I feel like maybe that's kind of a common thing sometimes, is it's, if you're anything like me, you want to track everything. You want to have data constantly for like every single little bitty thing. I don't know why I am that way, but I am. And sometimes I just overwhelm myself with not having the time to track the things that I want to track and do all the things I want to do. You know, I'm trying to get Howdy Humans ready for launch, like an official launch. Initially, my goal was July 1st, and I just don't think that's going to happen. So I've pushed it back. Obviously, I haven't like officially announced this anywhere or anything. I think I'm pushing it back to August 1st because that'll just give me time to do what I need to do and maybe get things, you know, a little better than where they are right now. Launching a business is hard, and it's, you know, trying to grow a social media following with YouTube and everything just makes, you know, you're fighting the algorithm kind of constantly. You know, I'll post on Instagram and I get nothing, like absolutely nothing. And that's okay. Like, I know it's part of the building process and it'll get there eventually. I just have to be patient, which is not my strong suit, but I'm trying. I'm sorry, I kind of got to concentrate on this. Apparently I can't talk and make lines at the same time. Ooh, that Y does not look great. Sorry, little Y. I have failed you. Honestly, none of this lettering looks fantastic. I kind of sketched it out too quickly. I did not take my time and make it like even remotely words. Words are hard. I did not take my time and make sure that it was proportionate. There's the word, or laid out super well, as you can tell. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to my lettering. That did not turn out fantastic. I might make a sticker to cover that up because I feel so bad for my letters. Does anybody else do that? Like, you have like empathy for things that have absolutely no feelings whatsoever. I'm fairly certain some marks on a paper are not cursing my existence because I didn't like make them pretty enough. But I always get like, oh, did I offend you? Blah, blah, blah. So, overall, I don't know. Overall, so far. Now, this was what like really pulled this monthly spread together for me, was just doing these just little, they're nothing fancy. They're just like little sparkles. I just felt like it needed a little something else. Actually, kind of really love the effect that it gives. This is actually one of the things that I really struggle with, is doing like little details like this that actually really pull something together. I struggle a lot with being impatient and just wanting things to be done, but I want them to look amazing at the same time. And so one of the habits that I'm working on this year is, just letting, being patient and trying to let myself kind of enjoy the process versus hurry up, you don't have time, get this done, make it, Does anybody else struggle with that, like that impatience kind of life in general? It's a struggle. It's a struggle. And I don't want to do too much, but I also don't want to do too little. Okay, I think that's good. So what I've got here, my habits for this month. Now my first two here, I've got my Instagram and YouTube. This is just, like I said, I'm working on trying to build my following on social media. And so it's not something I'm super stressy about. I do want to kind of keep an eye on it. Right there at the top, I just have, I'm going to do my start and my finish. And then I've got my AM meds and PM meds, my daughter's daily meds, cleaning. I like to just do a little bit every single day by kind of just doing certain things every day. It helps keep everything manageable and not too super messy. And then we've got my Bujo, like I mentioned, checking in on my budget. I have gotten a little more laser focused with my budget recently. We've got read, because that is something that's very important to me. And then I've got my 5-year journal, which once again, I'm behind on. No fast food. My daughter is a competitive cheerleader. Her season has started for practices and things. So we are out of the house as soon as I get off work 3 nights a week. That leads to entirely too much fast food consumption. And then skincare, and then doing art every day. That's it. And then I just numbered my days for my daily wins. Initially, I was gonna do like a grid for every day, like I did here. I was gonna do that for each of these. That's why there's numerals down here. But I think I'm just gonna leave it and just, use the dot. I'll use one of my dot markers for the boxes. So that's that. Oh, and if you guys, okay, I'm gonna show you. I'm trying to get better about like filming stuff for studio vlogs. I'm not great at it yet, but I finished a new sticker yesterday and I love it so much. So I'm just gonna show you guys. You can, hopefully this is gonna focus. But it's a little kangaroo and it says, "Thanks, it has pockets." If you are someone who wears what is traditionally known as female clothing, you are aware of the struggle for pocket equality. Traditionally, male clothing generally has really nice pockets. Like you can actually put stuff in it. Female clothing pockets are usually like this big and it's ridiculous. And so if you walk up to anyone wearing a dress or a skirt, compliment them on it, they will stick their hands in the pockets. They'll be like, "Thanks, it has pockets." It's a thing. It's a thing.
And that's kind of where this came from. But I just kept thinking of a kangaroo saying, thanks, it has pockets because they've got their little Joey pouch. And I don't know. I love this one. I haven't thought of a name for the little kangaroo character yet. So if you have a suggestion, please leave it in the comments and let me know what you think of this as well. I know this is not Bujo content, but I'm just so thrilled with it that I had to share. So I literally did a little happy dance yesterday after I finished these. So anyway, so that's it. I'm gonna set up my week next. This is my June spread, Pride, Ally themed habits, my daily wins, and then I'm gonna hop in and do my week for next week because I didn't do anything last week. I have 2 blank pages now. And last week was a hot mess because I had no idea what I was doing at any point. So, anyways, that's that. Thank y'all so much for stopping by today and coming back. I hope you have a fantastic week and that you're a little more organized than I am right now. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye.